All right, now peace to the guys and herbs. It's your boy King Rod tapping in. Just wanted to touch base with the family. Just give a little update what's going on at the Sacred Tree. I just wanted to touch base with y'all and let y'all know what we looking at when you see me rocking these crystals. I feel like a lot of people, they see me rocking these jewels and they don't really understand that it's a reason for it. It's more than just for the flashiness. You know what I'm saying? We all like to be fly and all that, but it's a purpose. And I feel like as the ancient original ones of this planet, we need to understand where our power lies and how we can bring it out, because it always starts within you, and it's important for us to do the knowledge to bring it out. So just an overview of what crystals are. It's nothing but atoms, molecules or ions that went through some kind of chemical reaction, whether it was pressure. You know how they say pressure makes diamonds, right? You know what I'm saying? Which is of course crystal, you know what I mean? Just under a lot of pressure. They all come in different forms, in different ways, but they crystallize. So in essence, I always say that one way to look at it is just crystallized light, you know what I mean? Because like when you separate light's frequencies, you get the color of the rainbow. You know what I'm saying? And most of the stones come in those colors. So today we're going to be talking about carnelian, which is a quartz crystal. It's part of that family, right? And just another thing to tap into as well before I even get into carnelian, plasma is a form of crystallization as well. So blood plasma, what they call DNA, that to me is just another form of crystallized blood. You see what I'm saying? So we have crystals all throughout the universe. The star, the sun is considered plasma, right? Snowflakes are crystals. What else? Table salt, crystals. Everything is crystallized. You know what I'm saying? A diamond, that's another crystal. So like I said, we look at diamonds as just something that's flashy. It costs a lot of money, and we put value into that. But we don't put value into things like this because we don't really know what we're looking at. So I'm gonna try to express it to you the best I can based off the knowledge that I have so far. I'm not the super expert, but anything I engulf myself in, I try to make sure that I have as much knowledge as possible so I can share it with the family. So today we're gonna talk about carnelian. The name of this piece is called Carnelian of Sekhmet, Sekhmet of Carnelian. The reason why I call it Sekhmet and the reason why we name a lot of our pieces after the deities is because they're coming back. We're the one ushering in the new deity or the old deities in this new reality because we're the vessel. You see what I'm saying? And it's important for us to know that we have to go back to go forward, because the way things is going right now is on the loop. And the only way for us to get out of here is through knowledge itself, knowing what our ancient ancestors did, because all they did was just take what they did and reverse engineer it anyway to give us the reality that we see today. So we just need to know exactly what we're looking at. Like most people don't even know that they use quartz crystals in your computers. They use quartz for your watches. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure they have it in your phones. Like it's always precious metals or stones or some kind of crystal that they use that you don't even know is being used. And I'm just trying to show you that these precious stones, these metals that we just like to see the flash, they can also be used as tools for empowerment. So I always started off with a prime example of crystals is Superman. He came from the planet Krypton, right? And when you first see where he from, it was crystals all around. Because they know this science. They frame it in a way to where they give it to you as just entertainment, and you're not peeping that, yo, that's really what our science is about. We understood that crystals and crystallized light, because that's what it is, it's light being crystallized, is where our power lies. So it's funny as far as how they do it is like he's from this planet called Krypton, but then kryptonite is what makes him weak. But in essence, that's where the helter-skelter and the mind trick comes in at, because they always hit you with some trickology. But the reality is, these are the stones for our empowerment. It's not gonna make us weak, it makes us strong. So the moment we start tapping into that, the better off we'll be. So back to this piece. This is Sekhmet of Carnelian. It deals with tapping into not only the power of Sekhmet, just a brief explanation on Sekhmet and who she is. She's a Kemetic deity, a warrior goddess. She dealt with fertility, war. She always protected the babies. She's a protector, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of the times when you see the Lion's Gate, when you look at the Sphinx, there's other deities like Anzu and Narasimha in the Indian culture. But you'll see this lion-headed deity, whether it be a lioness or a lion, that's there to protect you. And you're supposed to tap into these energies so they can serve you. And you know what I'm saying? That's what they're there for. They're here to help you. You know what I'm saying? So I usher in these deities in order to help me help y'all. You see what I'm saying? And I'm just floating the energy through to let y'all know what y'all looking at. So when you see me rock this is a representation of that Sekhmet energy. And the mythology goes, when the world is in revelation, like we in right now, there's going to come a time where divine justice needs to be set on the planet. And that's what Sekhmet, Anzu, Narasimha, that's what they represent. You see what I'm saying? They represent bringing in that force that even evil is scared of. See, that's the thing is, that's why they try to make it seem like it's so monstrous when you're dealing with the Kali Mas and the Sekhmet's deities. It's because they wanted to make it look ferocious, so you'll be scared of it. And they always associate our science with evil, and you shouldn't mess with it. It's against God and all that type of shit. When in essence, that's who we are. That's where we come from. Think of Avatar and how they had certain beasts that actually can fly, and they was tapped into it. They put their head to it, and they communicated with it, and that was their spirit animal. That's another thing that I'm gonna start doing videos about, certain spirit animals, like my painting in the back, the phoenix, right? But these spirit animals, and just like our ancient ancestors, they always had spirit animals on the walls to show you that these are the elements of nature that we should be tapping into, because they communicate with us. You know what I mean? So a lot of people, they just see stones and they think of it as an inorganic thing. When everything is vibration, it's all frequency. So that's just the power of Sekhmet. She deals with that root chakra energy to come bring divine justice for Ra. And of course, that's where I got my name, you know, from King Ra. You know what I'm saying? My daughter Sekhmet, left eye of Ra, Sekhmet. She's coming to bring divine justice to the immoral people that seem to be soulless and that doesn't stick to the moral compass of what the universe is meant to be. You know what I'm saying? And they come and they're so arrogant in their ignorance that they just do their own thing and pretty much saying fuck Mother Nature and everything in it. And they just want to do things the way they want to do things. But then that's when the power of Sekhmet and all of these other entities have to come down and put them back in their place. So that's what we're dealing with here. Another aspect of this particular piece is what we would call Elekis and leukemia and in the voodoo faith. You know what I'm saying? Those traditions that came from Africa originally and made it to the Caribbean. Those are the same type of frequencies that are tied into these particular stones as well. I am supposed to go through my Elekis ceremony. You know what I'm saying? Once I have time, I'm gonna set the date. But just a little backstory. I have a spiritual advisor. Me and my wife, we always tap in occasionally just to check the temperature of the planet and what's going on, what's going to be next for us. And in the midst of me getting my spiritual consultation, I was told I needed to take Elekis. And it's pretty much your warriors, your ancestors that are sent here to protect you. And more than now, our people needs that protection. You know what I'm saying? We always think we got a gun and we good. But what your gun gonna do when they spreading chemtrails in the air? What you gonna shoot the planes that's spreading the chemtrails? You see what I'm saying? what can a gun do when they trying to put a needle in your arm? So it's just like, you definitely gonna need your piece for your physical protection, of course. But I'm just saying there's other things that we need to be tapping into spiritually that can help us and probably even prevent us from even getting to that point. You see what I'm saying? And let our ancestors handle a lot of this, because Mother Nature is working. Y'all don't even notice all the storms and shit that's going on around the world because they're keeping y'all distracted with the bullshit they got us doing, right? But let me get to the piece. The piece is Sekhmet of Carnelian. It consists of a lot of different stones. If I can hold it up so you can see. You see that? It's a lot of different stones. The centerpiece is carnelian. The skulls represent that Kalima energy as well, because when you're dealing with carnelian, that's the elemental force is fire. You know what I'm saying? It deals with the root chakra. A lot of people associate the chakras under the heart as that's bad energy, but as original beings, we need to understand that all chakras need to be in alignment. So sometimes starting with the root is a good place to start. You know what I'm saying? And it's not really about controlling it. It's just about understanding each chakra and its value and how we need to be having it functioning properly. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of the times when we tap into spirituality, we start to bring in these Christian models, I should say, where we start trying to make it a moral thing, and we just need to live from the heart chakra up and just be holier than thou and all that type of shit. And it's just like, we have to understand when it's wartime, that's where you get your fire from, is that root chakra. You know what I'm saying? So the root chakra, the sacral, and the solar plex, so that's red, orange, and yellow leading up to the heart. It's just as important as the green heart chakra, the blue, the purple, and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? Because it's way more than 7 chakras. It's just these are the ones that we know fundamentally. You know what I mean? But like I said, carnelian is powerful stone. It's a power stone. It deals with your protection. It deals with grounding your manifestations. So whatever dreams and goals that you have, it helps you manifest that with confidence. You know what I mean? It works with your self-esteem, your virility. It also is good to bring back passion in your life, whatever it is you're passionate about. You know what I'm saying? It helps nurture that growth. And like I said, it's here to protect your temple. You know what I mean? And it's also good for your health as well, as far as your blood circulation. Because like I said, once again, when you're dealing with crystals, you're dealing with the very fabric of life force. You're dealing with crystallized light. That's what it is. So like I said, when you see those skulls, that represents the ancestors, that Kalima energy. I have one strand is an ode to the Orisha Elegua, and that's the keeper of the way, the deity of the crossroads. And then another strand is attributed to Shango, Oya, and Ogun. And the gold is a representation of Oshun. The gold is a representation of Oshun, and we use real gold. It's important to use real gold as a superconductor. We use real gold, silver, and copper. All three of those are precious metals that you can use to amplify whatever it is that you're rocking your stone for. So you always want to set your intentions on why you want to wear these stones and what you need it for. Some need stones for healing, you know what I'm saying? And they have different stones for that. Some need stones for clairvoyance, to tap into their dreams. Like it's so many different stones that you can use for different things. Like I said, the spectrum of light breaks down into the rainbow. So you have to figure out how that ties into your chakras and what chakras need work, that need healing so they can start functioning properly. You see what I'm saying? And me being a divine warrior myself, I always tap into that type of energy. because it's so necessary right now. Not everybody is built like me. I understand that, and I need my ancestors, and I know that. You know what I'm saying? So when my queen was making this, I told her when I first got the stone, she was just like, man, I'm gonna have to get like 6 strands in order just to keep it on your chest. And I was like, yo, do what you gotta do, man, but it's gonna be so necessary. You see what I'm saying? And I rock that joint proudly. This is one of my go-to pieces. Just even when I'm just going out and about, going grocery shopping, it don't even matter. I make sure I rock my shit. It's like you can't leave home without it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of pieces that I still want to get made just for myself personally, but I just want to break it down to the people, to our family, to let y'all know what y'all looking at. We can't just always want to go get Gucci, Louis, and all of these European name brand shit that don't serve us. You making them a lot of money and making them rich just so you can stunt on your brothers and sisters as if you got some money that they ain't got. But y'all still in the same boat. Well, let's keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? You ain't rich or wealthy until you can just take, you ain't got to work for nobody. You know what I mean? Unless you saying that and you flossing at the same time, then you stunting to me. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, it's just like, you just trying to show people you got money. And that doesn't necessarily translate to you having money. You see what I'm saying? So my whole thing is tap into what works and what's needed for you. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like these stones, though most of our people is starting to awaken to it, and I appreciate the ancestors for that, because a lot of people, they getting it, and they buying the talismans to really tap into who they are, they self, you know what I'm saying? And I greatly appreciate that, but I just feel like we need more people to awaken to this science where it meets spirituality and what it really means to rock these pieces, you know what I'm saying? So like I said, Sekhmet of Carnelian, this is a power stone dealing with root chakra energy. That's your willpower, your fire. That's the fire of the phoenix, you know what I'm saying? But see, the thing is, in order for it to crystallize, you start with your root and you climb up. In order for it to crystallize, that's when you start getting into your heart chakra and up. So we're supposed to be masters of our own self, meaning we should align all of our chakras and know which each one is for and how to align it. So we starting with that root chakra, and as we go up, we're dealing with the higher vibrational components, and that's your heart, your throat, and your third eye, and your crown, right? So it's just like once you start getting into those realms, that's when you get into that water. That's when you start tapping into the flow, which we're in the age of Aquarius, right? So it's like, that's when you start talking about water and air. You feel me? And what I say at the beginning is crystals are formed of atoms, which is gas. You know what I'm saying? Gas is constructed of these atoms. So there you go with the air element. So elemental forces is very important when it comes to the construction of crystals. So when we're talking about fire, as it meets air and water, it's a transformation that occurs, and then there goes your phoenix. You know what I'm saying? There goes your phoenix. So it's not important, it's not about just staying in your low vibration, because as you can see, that's what they want you to do. That's why they promote in the Lil Nas X's and everything over-sexualized to the kids and all that type of shit. And they want our young girls to just focus on the strippers and making it clap and all of that type of craziness, because they want you to stay in those lower frequencies. It's good to know about these lower frequencies in terms of your virility and your physical well-being, but you're not supposed to overindulge. So it's always about balance, you know what I'm saying? Be aware of what you're looking at, what you digest. And when I'm talking about digestion, I mean, your eyes can digest what you're looking at. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. you see what I'm saying? So we always have to be very wise with energies we let around our being, our physical and spiritual bodies, and what we intake and output. You know what I mean? So I be even trying to make a more mindful decision on how I speak, because I know my words have resonance. You know what I'm saying? When I used to rap and shit, I'm from the Midwest, and you know what I mean, we used to rap about guns and you know, all type of gangster shit, street shit, you know what I mean? And then you come to realize that it's okay to rap about family, it's okay to rap about love, it's okay to show other sides of yourself. And a lot of that shit was just mostly a protective shield anyway, to just let people know, don't fuck with me because this could happen, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's all it be with a lot of these young boys coming up too. But that's neither here or there. We'll talk about it another time. The crystals, man, that's where we at with it. Like I said, this piece, Sekhmet Of Carnelian, you know what I mean? And another interpretation as well is we have to stop limiting ourselves to certain traditions. Certain people are supposed to walk those ways of life. So I'm not going to just say stop following your Yoruba, your Voodoo, whatever your tradition that you came up in, even if you was a Christian, Muslim, all of these acts of faith, you know what I mean? You should definitely keep that. It's a good thing when you know what you're doing with it and how it serves you, right? But at the same time, don't X out everything else. Because ultimately, when you really dig all the way back as the original people, that's all our stuff anyway, man. It's just been fragmented. These are all fragments of the one source, you know what I mean? So me, I like to learn about all the deities. I like to not only go into Kemet, I like to go into the Chinese faith, whether it be Buddha. I like to go into Hinduism, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, that's how I found out Narasimha and how that energy is connected to Sekhmet. You see what I'm saying? The Orisha tradition, the Yoruba tradition, I mean. It's like all of these are ancestors that have been fragmented from the one source. And each tribe, each community, each nation, they got their little piece and they expounded on it. So my job as the Libra, you know what I'm saying, is Ra. What I notice is a correlation between all of them. And I just like to bring all that knowledge back home, you know what I'm saying, and sort it out that way. Because it's all beneficial if you know what you're looking at, you know what I'm saying? So once you start saying, I'm this and I don't deal with that, then you Xing off a plethora of knowledge that can expound upon what you already know, you know what I mean? So I deal with the Sumerian, Babylonian, like I said, Kemetic, Ethiopian, you know what I'm saying? The real Hebrew Israelites, the Moors, you know what I'm saying? Like I tap into all of that information as much as I can in the time that we have, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, it crystallizes thought. So that just bringing the crystals right back, that crystallizes thought, you know what I mean? So we just have to understand when we're dealing with crystals, it's crystallized light. It's light being solidified in the flesh. What do you think Christ stands for? Christ is an illumination of oneself. You see what I'm saying? Crystals, Christ. It's in the wordplay. Trust me, you might think that's a reach, but it's in the wordplay. Trust me. You know what I mean? That's how you illuminate through crystals. You know what I mean? So, like I said, just a brief description. It wasn't that brief. But you know how I get, man. Shoot, man. I know me by now, man. When I get on camera, I go in different directions, but that's how spirit works. You feel me? That's how crystals work. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, it's a micronized organism that it's a structure that's organized in a microscopic way, but it goes in different directions. You know what I mean? Like snowflakes, diamonds, but then it comes up with these beautiful stones that we can adorn ourselves with to protect our temple, to help us with our meditation, to help us manifest, you know what I mean? And just to help us with our clairvoyance and just really get to know oneself on a deeper level, you know what I mean? So it's all about staying light, bruh. Stay light, you feel me? We all are light bodies and we need to nourish that light, you know what I mean? And this was just a brief breakdown of this piece, Sekhmet Of Carnelian, you know what I mean? And yeah, y'all definitely need to go to the sacredtree.life, Stardust Jewelry. That's the name of our company, the sacredtree.life, Stardust Jewelry. We have pieces up for sale that, like I said, this is not for the many, this is for the few, for the ones that really get it. In the Bible, they call us the 144,000. I'm only expecting y'all to come holler at us. You feel me? I'm not here for the masses. I told you that already. I'm here for that 144,000. And even if it's 144, like, I don't care what's the exact number, but I'm here for that particular group. You see what I'm saying? And I'm here to help y'all to tap in to this crystal energy so we can help crystallize Christ, because we're the Christ figures. You understand? And that's what we sent here to do. You know what I mean? So this is my first piece I'm gonna break down. I got a few other pieces that I want to share with the family, and we're gonna tap in. And like I said, if you want to get one in particular for yourself, we can either get you a customized piece like this one here, or like I said, go to the website www.thesacredtree.life, and you'll see what we got to offer. We have a few in particular that I'm gonna even go do videos about, with a tribute to Obatala. One is attributed to Shiva. One is attributed to your guardian angel. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we're ushering in these energies, these deities of ancestors that want to come through and help you in this war that's going on right now. And then peace will come. You see what I'm saying? So tap in, family. So when you see me rocking this, it's not to be flossy. Like, trust me, I like my shit looking nice now. Don't get me wrong. It's real gold all up in there. Don't get it twisted. You know what I mean? But I'm for the functionality. Our ancestors was for the functionality as well. You see what I'm saying? The pyramids, one of the capstones was quartz. Was quartz, crystal. So when the sun hit it, it can transmute that energy. You see what I'm saying? Quartz is one of the highest conductors of energy, yo. It's like it can take tremendous amount of energy without being destroyed. That's what you need to know. And this is what we're talking about when we're talking about crystallized energy. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, that's just a brief description, man. King Ross said it. Sacredtree.life. I mean, Stardust Jewelry, yo. All right, now, peace.